everyone. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the second discussion. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm in an airport. So anyways, according to the resource that we were given, it shows that a lot of juveniles who are involved in crime are using drugs, specifically marijuana and alcohol. So it said that 85% had been using marijuana, 80% alcohol, and then almost a fourth had been using most of the other drugs. And then for like opiates, ecstasy, amyl nitrate, and other drugs, it was a little bit lower. But I thought that was fairly consistent with things that I've observed in my personal time and with what the book stated. I do think, however, that those statistics are probably a little bit higher, especially for druggies that might be self-reported. Especially for, in the book, it mentioned that something like 8% of youths had involved in binge drinking, and so I think that that number is probably a little bit higher, especially for people who are involved in crime. And again, it did state in the substance use and delinquency article that people who were using were a lot more likely to be involved in crime, so I do think that there is some correlation there. As for parents and family relations, so obviously we saw a lot of proof that that parents using drugs or alcohol definitely gave way to their children doing so. So it said that children that were witnessing that were more likely to turn onto that. However, there were also genetics that were a part of that. So according to Siegel and Welsh, it
Smoking
showed that
is permitted in designated areas only. Please refrain from smoking while walking throughout the building.
Sorry. So it stated that those who were brought up by non-alcoholic parents were more likely to engage in drinking behaviors if they had parents that were heavy alcohol users. Another statistic that I found really interesting was that identical twins were a lot more likely to engage in similar drinking behavior than fraternal twins. So I think that definitely goes to show that genetics plays a huge part in this, even if the environment or the situational part of it is completely different. So, yeah. If I were a parent and I suspected a child was using drugs, then I think I would want to confront my child in a very like comforting and helpful way, I guess. Maybe this is
TSA regulations
not
require that
as
baggage
a
must be
parent, I
supervised
might
at all
not
times.
see that side, but
Any unattended baggage
I
will
think
be
that I would,
subject to confiscation.
my first instinct would be to
Any
think that there would
unattended
be
baggage should be
probably
reported
some bigger
immediately
issue in
to an
my
airline
child's life,
representative
and
or
I
law
wouldn't want to
enforcement
add stress
officer.
to that by blame or getting really angry. I think my number one thing would be concern, and then making sure that they have the resources available to make sure they stay out of that rather than punishment. But yeah, so that's all I have for this one. I hope you guys were able to hear okay, and yeah.